What's up, Sooner fans? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. Live again, Sooner Surge Double Trouble. Appreciate you guys being on here. Before we get started, make sure you have subscribed to our channel. We have David Madrana. Shout out to him for being a new Sooner Surge Unlimited member. You got Richard, Eric, many
Blake.
others. Blake Mangum, new member, Sooner Surge Unlimited. Appreciate it. And we'll get started here in a second. Before we do it, we would appreciate your prayers, as our dad is going to be having some major surgery on Friday. He's in the hospital right now, so appreciate your guys' prayers for our dad. Thank you very much. Billy, OU women's basketball team, very good win again today. By 40 or 50 points, Jay?
Yeah, just destroyed them, and that is very surprising that they're picked fifth in the Big 12. I mean, I could see maybe third at worst, probably picking, but fifth. Hey, just prove the naysayer wrong. That's what you need to do. What's up, Jackson?
What's up, Jackson? Evening, Ron.
Hey, Ron, how are you? Kind of a
Appreciate you
quiet
joining
day
us
today.
Hey, Jay. Thanks for being on here, Jay.
Kind of a quiet day in the sports world, I felt like.
Yeah, it has been. You did have the update on the clarification. Thank you very much,
Thank you, Kimberly.
Post and Kimberly. Appreciate that. OU Insider, so boring, huh? Maybe we're a little more exciting. I appreciate that. I don't know if we are or just they're boring. I don't know what you're saying there, but thanks. Hello, Coconut Greg. Hello, Infidel. Good evening. It's hump day is over, and Thursday, well, it's about over. Thursday's upon us, and pretty much OU plays on, I guess you could say Saturday, but it's almost Friday night. It's so early on Saturday. Slow day. Jay, did you see that about the OSU kid, Washington, Oklahoma kid?
I did not.
Is he referring to Nate Roberts or Alexander? Because they're both from Washington.
Nate Roberts is the one I'm guessing that's what that's about, but
is Ron saying Nate Roberts or Alexander's son?
What's the question? Hang on. What's the question? That's not Nate Roberts.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's not Nate Roberts. Nate Roberts is not going to go to OSU.
Ron is saying otherwise.
Unless you're talking about Ohio State.
Well, it did say TOSU. Maybe it's the Ohio State. GNAP, appreciate it. Looking forward to SEC games. Yeah, me as well. Braden, thanks for appreciate your prayers, Braden. Thank you. Brandon makes me fast forward. That's Infidel. I'm not saying that. I don't really watch. Again, I'm not on any message boards. The OSU, I think, is what he's referring to.
Well, the Ohio State, I mean, Nate Roberts is a highly recruited tight end, one of the best out there. So he'll have his pick. It just depends on where he wants to go. Boise State, yeah, that's an interesting job. Jeremy, they've kind of lost their luster, in my opinion.
I agree. They're not.
I think that job went south.
That job is. It has a little bit, and now you got the James Madisons of the world who are kind of taking over that kind of middle program. It used to be called mid-major. I don't even think that's what you would call it anymore. Would a 10-2 OU get into the playoff next year? I say 100% yes, if it's 12 teams, right?
It is 12 teams. It's just
going to happen then.
Here's the deal. If you look at the history of the top four making the playoff, probably if you go 12, the chances of 3 to 4 SEC teams is pretty high. So if you finish 10-2, the chances of you being in the top 4 in the SEC, I would think, are pretty good. So
yeah, I agree. Thanks, Billy, for the prayers. Thanks, Infidel. Sorry to hear that, guys. 5 years ago. Yeah, we lost our mom 8 years ago, and sorry to hear that, Infidel. The question at Sooner fan, I can say the top 3 SEC teams make it easy. And Jay, that's I don't disagree with your statement, Jay, because you're for sure getting 2, probably 3.
Jeremy,
you got to assume 1 Big 12, maybe 2 Pac-12. Now you're at 6, maybe a few Big 10. I mean, they're going to get 3 in the SEC, no doubt.
Look at it right now. If it was this year, you'd have Georgia, Alabama, Missouri. Who else? LSU, maybe. You got Ole Miss was on that cusp. I mean, so yeah, I think 10-2 for sure probably in the SEC would get you in. But it's going to be heavy. I mean, the Big Ten is going to be a great conference too, in my opinion. You're adding the Pac-12 schools over there. It's going to be a good conference.
Yeah,
That's
and
going to be the
actually,
majority of it.
Pac-12 is not going to be good at all.
No, there is no Pac-12, Jeremy.
Awful.
Done.
What are your thoughts on Jeff Levy's offense? If you look at the total offense, guys, it's fourth in the nation right now.
It's a good offense, but
It's better than Liberty. It's better than the University of Washington, who's really highly touted. I mean,
yeah, but here's the thing, Jeremy.
It should be at Cedar Point, Ohio for the roller coaster. They should add another one. It's called the Levy DG offensive roller coaster, because that's really what it's been this year. It's had some great ups and some bad downs.
Hey, what game are you looking forward to most, guys, in the SEC next year? Let me ask you this. Let me put two teams out there. Is it the Alabama home game or is it the road game to LSU?
I'm not looking. I mean, home games to me, yeah, they're going to be great to get some of those teams here in Norman, like when Alabama was there. But for me, the road game, Ole Miss is one I just can't wait for. I can't wait for Hotty Toddy. That's going to be a great one. Really, South Carolina is great. Coconut Greg says Bama at home. Ron Brown says Death Valley there, LSU.
Here's a question from Hunter here. I think he's throwing it in our face. Will we go to the home games? Listen, Hunter, I love to go to the home games. I just live quite a ways away. I can't make it to all of them with all my sports that my kids and everything's in. But I love to get as many as I can.
Hunter, you're the single college kid. You should be at every game, including basketball, women's basketball, softball, every one of those, Hunter, on campus. That's right. Need to take a party bus to LSU. Hey, I did see like a lot of fans are going to be at the BYU game this week.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's kind of like before you leave the Big 12, it's just something you got to do.
Yeah. I agree, yeah.
I mean, to me, it's one of those plays. And the thing is, I know people were complaining about being a morning game, but you know what? You're going to have the sun rising on the mountains, bro. That's going to be
Hey, beautiful. You realize, like Kimberly says here, thanks, Kimberly, a lot of the environments, a lot of the road games are closer than where they're traveling right now. I mean, Cincinnati, Ohio is not quick. BYU is not quick. Who else you got? You got West Virginia's a ways away. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think she's pretty tall. I would say maybe, I don't know her exact height, but maybe 6 foot, I don't know.
Oh,
hey, Mark, I love this.
6'1".
Mark, I love this idea. Love this idea. Go for it, Hunter. I think you should, man.
You should. Hey, put up 50. Look, I think it's a disappointment if you don't hang 50 this week. Would you agree, Jay?
I'd be disappointed. Iowa State put up 50.
Iowa State put up 50. CMB, you haven't missed. Yeah, I mean, just talking the usual stuff. Appreciate it, CMB, for being on. Blake, thanks for being a Sooner Surge Unlimited member. Shout out to Blake. Yeah, do a pray with the BYU team so they beat OSU. That game's in Stillwater, correct?
When?
BYU, OSU's in Stillwater.
BYU's in Stillwater. Hey,
yeah.
What about next year going to Columbia, Missouri? That's kind of an old hated rivalry.
Infidel 912, Patriot Cafe. You talking Saptown Patriot Cafe? That would be a fun one.
In Columbia. They hate OU. Missouri fans hate OU, man.
Absolutely do.
I think it's reciprocal, and it's kind of reciprocated. OU fans, do y'all hate Missouri?
Hey, what do you think about the Missouri coach going to Josh Heupel?
I didn't see anything wrong with it.
You know what he said?
Yeah, he said we're about business or something.
No. Do you know?
I stand for business.
Do you know what that means, Jay?
I stand for business. I guess it means that we don't run the score up on you.
You don't know what that means?
No, tell me what it means, please.
I don't know exactly, but What was the
You
exact
just
quote?
said you knew what it means.
I'm about to tell you because I
Okay,
teach it
tell
and
me.
I hear students say it
Stop-
a lot. I'm
Stop
trying to
beating
remember
around
what
the
the
bush and
exact.
tell me what it is.
What was the exact quote?
I thought he said, "I stand for business."
No, it's on. It's on business. We stand on business, I think is what it said.
Okay, what does that mean?
OU stands on business.
What does that mean?
Business. And we stand on business, Josh. I think what it means is we grind. We grind. Am I right, GNAP? Is it like saying we grind, we don't I don't think it was a put down to Heupel. I think it was just saying we're not
Yeah,
going to
but
get
do you know the history of the game last year?
what?
They ran the score up like big time.
Okay, is we stand on business? Is that basically saying we grind? Because
Hey, Hunter, you
just hate Drinkwitz. That's all it is, dude.
Hey, Hunter, you are the one that picked Missouri to be 6-7 this year. So
We told you about it. We told you they were going to be better than you thought. Told you.
Hey, I'm pretty sure I'm taking Drinkwitz in that match against Heupel.
Jay,
that
obviously.
would be a cat fight, dude.
We know that Hunter's got the Eagles. I think I'm going to be a Chiefs fan all the way. As a Cowboy fan, I'm hoping that, and there you get the Go Birds. We need to hide that comment.
Listen, this is 100% go to the casinos, go to Vegas, drop your money. It's 100% going to be the Chiefs. Taylor Swift's meeting the whole family this week. It's going to be a W.
Oh, wow.
Whole family.
Hey, so you want they're meeting the family. Sounds like the Bachelor thing going on.
Yes, she will be there, Hunter.
She'll be there. Come on.
Meeting the family, bro.
Hey, some good questions here. Let's get to them. What
Hunter,
really
shake
happened
it off. Hunter, shake
what
it
happened
off,
for the
okay?
clarification? The clarification pretty much was if it's a three-way tie.
It was a rule change.
Right, but
it wasn't a clarification. It was a rule change.
It's not going to affect OU, really. Probably not.
No.
Who plays right tackle, Jay? Who's playing right tackle?
Right guard.
Yeah, sorry, right guard. Sexton.
It's Matoyer.
Oh, yeah. Well, right tackle then.
Right tackle? I think Guyton will be back.
Do you?
I do. And hey,
Sexton
if he's
was
not,
good.
Sexton played good.
Guyton sounds like a go is what. I mean, I know. Look, I hate to say this. There is a very good, I'm not going to say good. There's a very direct similarity between Lincoln Riley and Brent Venables. You know what it is?
What's that?
The lack of injury updates.
Yeah.
You show up and all of a sudden guys aren't even suited up that were apparently good all week.
Hey, I saw Blake's thing about OSU losing the easiest way. Texas losing Iowa State's the easy way too. If Texas loses to Iowa State, OU's in.
Agreed. Hey, Richard, again, thanks for being a Sooner Surge Unlimited member. He's not out the first half.
Listen, the rule is for targeting, you have to sit out, not for what he did. So he's good.
Correct. He's good. Here we go, GNAP. Stand on business. Doing what you say you're going to do, basically defending your stance for your old heads. I see.
Hey, did you
almost
see
like saying we were going to destroy you and we did? Okay.
Yeah, did you? But OSU does not have to lose one for OU to get in.
No, he says, but OSU just has to lose one. Blake's implying Texas would have to lose two, but they don't.
No, Texas just has to lose one as well. Either one of those teams have to lose. It's the only way you're getting
if OSU wins out, Jay, and Texas loses, he's saying it could be a three-way tie. Well, it'd be a four-way tie at that point.
Yeah, OSU or Texas loss gets OU in. That's all you need to know.
Yes.
That's all
you stood on business, yes.
And I do have trivia tonight as well for the 20-minute mark and the 40-minute mark. So got it ready for us tonight. Yeah, the change screwed Kansas State. They got hosed big time.
And you're right. Texas can't be losing to Texas Tech if they beat Iowa State.
Need them to lose to Iowa State for sure.
Yeah, KSU's the one. Maybe Kleiman says I'm out of the Big 12. I'm going to the SEC where A&M's
I'm going to go ahead and say it. And I know Quentin's on there, a Texas fan, but I'm about 95% sure Iowa State's winning this week. I'm pretty high, right? I'm pretty confident.
I know you've been talking a lot of that, Jay. I'm not sure about that, but
What? Why? Have you watched Iowa State lately? They look really good.
Corey, you really think K-State's going to go to Lawrence and lose the third string? Now, if Bean's back.
Bean will be back.
Bean will be back. That's a big difference.
But that game doesn't matter to OU.
Not really.
That Kansas State doesn't mean anything for OU. Am I right?
You are right. Texas is not going to have Brooks, that's for sure.
And
Iowa State and Houston tailgate. That's great. You get the OU game done by 2. You can still have brunch after the OU game and tailgate and watch Houston OSU at 3 and then the Iowa State Texas at 7.
Hey, Jackson, I think their quarterback Beck's one of the top young quarterbacks in the league.
Agreed.
I think he's really good.
I agree, Jay. I think
Hunter, what do you mean not after the rule change? What is that about?
What's that in reference to?
K-State, I think. Because I said K-State doesn't matter for OU. And I think he's saying that's right, not after the rule change.
Oh, yeah, he is. Kansas or Kansas State matters.
Yeah, there's only 2 games you need to watch. OSU games and Texas game. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. And Beck will rock. Hey, the Big 12 next year, is Riz Plumley gone or is he back again?
Jonathan Rice Plumley, I don't know. But, hey.
Because him and Beck are going to be elite next year.
Hey, what about this, though? What about this? I thought about this the other day. What if you're Texas A&M, Matt Campbell?
No.
Why?
No. 0
Why?
chance.
Why?
He loses his head too much, dude.
Oh, I think he's a really good coach. Defensive minded, he would have talent like crazy.
Do you guys remember the Big 12 tourney when he was
championship?
He lost his head about the offsides.
What's so bad about losing your head and getting mad? I kind of like the fire.
He's a hothead, no control. I agree.
Wait, so you say he's not a good? So you're saying he's not a good coach?
He's a great coach. He's not a head coach of that big of a program, in my opinion.
Okay, so Kirby Smart, he's not a good head coach at a big program.
He's not a hothead like
Kirby
him.
Smart's a hothead. What
are
you watching?
Not like.
Have you watched
Kirby
even Smart on the sideline? They're unbelievable.
They're not comparable, Jay.
Yes, it is. It is
and
very
Ron
comparable.
says BV does it. BV has lessened his hot-headedness.
I'm baffled that you think because a coach gets mad at calls that they can't be a good coach for A&M. What's that about?
I'm going to say it's the same scenario with Mike Stoops when he was here.
What's that have to do with head coaching, though?
Was Mike Stoops a good head coach?
So you're saying Matt Campbell's not a good head coach?
He is a good head coach. He's not great. A&M's not going after a good head coach, Jay. They're going after a great one. Would you take Kleiman or Campbell right now? The fact that you have to think about it is bad.
No. Matt Campbell's done really good at Iowa State.
Chris Kleiman won 4 national championships. All he's done is win.
Jeremy, Iowa State is not
bad talent.
Jeremy, Iowa State is a lesser football program than K-State. It's harder to win there.
They're the same.
No.
They're absolutely the same.
K-State's been in championships, dude.
Why is that?
Because they've been great coaches.
Iowa State has too. Iowa State has under him.
Viewers, who you got? You got Campbell or Kleiman? Who you taking?
Blake says he thinks Campbell's going to get offered that job. I don't see him offering him. I think they're going to get someone else first. Now, Dan Campbell would get it. And, hey, Matt Campbell 3 years ago almost got the Michigan job, and he didn't take it. Mistake. Donnie says toss-up. Donnie says toss-up.
I think it's pretty close. It's pretty tight.
They'll play each other the last week. Jay, are you taking Iowa State over K-State then?
That game's at K-State. That'll be tough. Here's the thing, though. If Iowa State beats, let's see if it works out. If they beat Texas,
correct,
they still can't make the Big 12 title game by winning out, can they? Because they
could.
No, they will because they beat OSU.
They would make it. They would control their own destiny.
So that would be for the Big 12.
There's 2 teams that control their own destiny right now, Texas and Iowa State. That's it.
Hey, Mark, I see your comment there. I think there's no chance that Aranda would go under Lincoln Riley.
Now, would he come to OU?
For a DC? No.
You don't think he'd go get a DC job?
No, he's going to go be a head coach somewhere else if they fire him.
I don't think they're firing him.
Do you think
Is
he's a
it
bad
that?
coach?
Is it that bad in Baylor? I don't think so.
I
Leipold,
understand they
I
don't
don't know. Leipold will lead Kansas at some point, but he's not getting an A&M offer. Zero chance. Zilch.
I still think, but in the next week or two, we're going to hear that Urban Meyer's the next coach at A&M.
I agree. Urban Meyer's the coach. They know it.
I don't.
There
think
is a lot of
Dabo-
smoke. There's a lot of smoke about Dabo.
Here's the deal. There's a lot of smoke about Dabo and Lane Kiffin, and I can tell you probably pretty confidently it's going to be neither one of those. I would be shocked.
Corey, if Texas loses to Iowa State and then Iowa State turns around and beats K-State the last week, Iowa State has it over OSU. They beat him. It's OU Iowa State, correct?
Correct.
Because
Now, but here's
it'd
the
be a three-way tie. Be a four-way tie. Four-way tie.
I think Texas falls to 4 in that scenario if I read it right. I'd have to look.
OU,
Hunter
Texas.
can figure that out. Does Pittman get one more year? He's asking me. Listen, I think he does, barring a awful collapse the next 2 weeks. If they're watching How the Grinch Stole Christmas at halftime and It's a Wonderful Life at halftime and they're losing by 40, he's gone. But if they, the last 2 games, listen, they play Florida International. If they lose that one, he might be gone. And then they play Missouri. Okay, they're probably going to lose to Missouri. But if they lose to FIU, he could be gone. If the players quit on him, he'll be gone. But I think it all depends on who they. It all depends on who they can get. If they can go get Rhett Lashley, I would fire him right now.
Jay, Coconut Greg's right. Is there a better retirement package than what's going on? Go be the coach at A&M. Jay, we're late on trivia, bro. Let's go.
Are we late?
We're 21 minutes in. Stay
All right,
tuned.
Hunter,
Get
are
ready.
you ready for some
Hey,
trivia?
last night, Corey and Blake were the Sooner Surge double trouble champs last night, weren't they?
Yes, that's correct.
Corey and Blake. Can you guys make it 2 in a row, Corey and Blake? Was it a fluke? We'll see. Get ready.
All right. Hey, I'm going to ask 2 questions. The first one right now and then the next one later on in the show, okay? I know when I say that question, then you can roll that ad. But listen, it's going to be a multiple choice just like the first one was last time, okay? So which former quarterback for OU had more career passing yards, okay? Garrett McGee, man, he was a good one. Danny Bradley, Jamel Holloway, or Eric Moore? Roll those ads. Drop your answer in the comments. Man, Garrett McGee was good.
Garrett McGee was horrible.
He's pretty good for Blake's teams.
What?
I thought he was pretty good.
Sooner fan says Moore first. Then
Mark's right, too. It is Eric Moore, correct.
Sooner fan,
Wow.
we have a new Sooner standout double trouble trivia guy, and it's
Mark
Corey
got it
Alexander.
as well.
No, it wasn't Corey. Who was it?
Mark
Sooner
got it.
fan. It was
Yeah,
Sooner fan
was
though.
first.
Sooner fan was first. Quick on the digits, Sooner fan. Congrats.
Hey, Jeremy, he was one of your most disliked quarterbacks at OU, right?
I couldn't stand Eric Moore. I couldn't stand Garrett McGee either. Maybe
Eric
the worst
Moore,
OC.
Was Eric Moore and Justin Fuente in the battle together? Was it those two they were fighting over the job?
I think it was. Yeah.
I think it was.
And then you remember Brandon Daniels came on. He was elite athlete, dude. Brandon Daniels was great. Just
Garrett
a lot of bad teams.
Garrett McGee went into coaching. I don't know what he's doing now, but he went into coaching. He was doing pretty good.
Dow posted, didn't even know who those guys were. Hey.
Must be young. Dow Post must be young.
Let's get into a little bit about the OU BYU game here. Are we going to see a lot of Jaden Gibson? Are we going to see mainly Sawchuk? Is it going to be another performance like last week where the personnel decisions make sense? Or are we going to be baffled in Provo?
I don't think we're going to be baffled the rest of the year. I think last week's game, I feel like all that crap's behind them. I hope. So when was the last time they stacked up 2 consecutive really good offensive performances? Go. This year you're talking about? Yeah. I don't know if they've had 2 in a row. They haven't had 2 in a row, in my opinion. I agree. So we're going to have to see if they will. Levy dialed it in. Can he still be dialed in?
I hope so.
Yeah, I think Levy's dialed. And guys, do we need to give Levy kind of a break?
For
And the
what
fact,
reason?
because he's a young coordinator, you kind of have to learn a little bit on the job. And I think he's learned from what he screwed up on. And I think, honestly, true serum in me, I think Brent Venables went to him and said, pretty much, you got to fix this ASAP, buddy.
Hey, Craig from ATL. Exactly. Listen, Dylan Gabriel is best in play action. He's best when he reads his own read right, but it's never going to be successful if you don't run the ball. OU got off early running last week. Did not throw behind the line of scrimmage a lot. Inexcusable. Yes, we know you hate Jeff Lebby. We get it.
And this is true. Now, Levy's play calling to me is one of the reasons we lost at Kansas, but not OSU.
Agreed.
I thought his play calling at OSU was good. It was execution in the offense and personnel decisions. And I would say, too, now Levy's play calling in Kansas on that last drive, and it was like 4th and whatever, that was a problem because you had Jaden Gibson and Gavin Freeman as your two receivers in. No Drake Stoops. Come on. Give me a break. So that's bad.
Yeah, the weather, Heather. The weather, I think Blake from Utah says 40 degrees and rain. Is that right, Blake?
No, I heard the rain got waived. They said maybe a chance, but not that high of a chance. So
the 4th down play against OSU, it was a terrible call. It was terrible. It was, as Charles Barkley says, terrible. But outside of a few of those, things are always magnified in the loss, as Coconut Greg says. You look at the OSU game, Nick Anderson drops a TD. They have about 10 pre-snap penalties. They had many other mistakes that magnified, highlighted those calls that were bad, those 2 or 3 calls. But honestly, I also think that DG could have been a lot better in the zone read. He didn't pull the ball out and run any. That's on him. There's no way Jeff Lebby said, hey, DG, run the ball once in 2 weeks. Come on, guys. Do we really think that?
I think part of the deal why they looked better the other day was, too, they played Sawchuk 80 to 90% of the snaps.
Yeah, they got him going a little bit.
I mean, there's
highs
plenty
in the upper 40s, 50% chance of rain. Well, OU can stuff the run. And
yeah,
OU
but Jeremy, remember what happened in Kansas with the little mist? Lebby went into a freaking shell.
Agreed. And OU, Jay, the first play of the game, though, he threw the pick 6. That was bad.
And I think they're going to have Slovis back this week.
Hey, I don't think they're not. Look, how good can the B-ball team be this year? If they're not in March Madness in the NCAA tournament, it's bad. They're that good. They'll be there. Not letting DG run, I don't know if that's the correct phrasing of it. Do you honestly think that Jeff Lebby said, I don't want you to run the ball any?
You think it was DG's choice?
Jay, they're zone read plays.
I agree.
He's got to pull it out and run it. It's a zone read. Otherwise, it's not called a zone read. It's here's the play call. Yes, if you don't make the NCAA tournament, as soon as the Selection Sunday show is announced, you fire Porter Moser and you bring in someone else.
Yeah, he would for sure be fired if they don't make it. 100%.
There's no excuse. He's had 2 chances. He actually did what he needed to this year. DG is not illiterate, but I don't know what's happening in the decision-making sometimes. You saw an example of it even on the last game against West Virginia. I'll tell you why it's early, Craig, from ATL. It's the Big 12, and they wanted OU to play at 10 a.m. Kelvin Sampson's son would probably be on the very short list. Kellen Sampson. I love the Sampson family.
What about Hollis Price?
Hollis, Quantus White, they're all on staff with Kelvin. You talk about a family dude. That dude's a family dude. So, wait, Greg does think that Lebby said hand it off or stay in the pocket. So, for what reason?
I don't think that happened. I think he just decided not to run. But then
what would it be? What would be the reasoning? Was he hurt? Could he not run? Because he ran at the end of the game and got just lit up. Crystal, Calendar.
Thanks, Crystal.
Appreciate you so much, Crystal. Let's see. It says name a worst. I can't name a worst OU back. Here we go. Let me think. Hey, Jay, give me 5 seconds. Jay, count down from 10. I'm going to tell you a worse quarterback than Davis Bevel. Count down from 10.
10, 9.
Davis Bevel. I don't
Okay.
need any time. I only need 1 second. He's the worst.
But can you think of one that was close? Can you think?
I don't even. Micah Bowens. No, I think Micah Bowens is pretty good.
Peyton Bowen
Hey,
does need to run back punts.
Patrick Fletcher. Maybe Patrick Fletcher. Hey.
No, Fletcher was pretty good.
Jay, I
got one.
I think Pettaway should be returning punts. I do know that Gavin Freeman might need to take a break.
Nate Hibble was not.
I think Nate Hibble was good. He won a Rose Bowl, didn't he?
Joey Halsey.
Noah Allen. Joey Halsey was awful. Hey, Infidel, you said I hope David Bevel has a nice personality. He's got a pretty good personality, I guess, because his girlfriend's Alex Tarraco, so he's probably not very boring, I'm guessing. He seems to be a cool dude, honestly.
Yeah.
Another JL decision. Jeff Levy decision.
Bevel's not going to go. Bevel's getting some good NIL money, just like Booty. Making some NIL, getting a degree. Can't complain. He will be. Listen, why not this? If you're going to throw anybody back there for punts, why not Drake Stoops, the kind of heater he's on right now? Throw him back there. He's not going to drop it.
Well, I don't think they want Drake Stoops to get hit back there when he's pretty much the elite guy on the team right now.
You don't have to get hit. You just fair catch and catch it. How many times does Freeman even run it back anymore?
Well, he ran one back early in the year and ran it for a touchdown. I'm ready for Pettaway.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll see him very much.
Hey, Lone Wolf, they should have done it. They should have done it last year after the Texas game. Said, you're done playing quarterback. Move to tight end. He would probably be starting right now.
No, he wouldn't.
He's got the size.
Can he catch, Jeremy?
I don't know.
I mean,
the philosophy should be, Hunter, about gaining as much yards. But this day and age, it seems like punt return is just a glorified fair catch, ball reversal as far
Thompson
as
would be a great
the field.
Thompson would be a great one.
The best deep ball in OU history, Jay.
Ooh, he says Jason White.
It's hard to argue that, but
I love Sam Bradford too. He had a good deep ball. But listen, does anybody?
Kyler Murray's deep ball was.
Kyler Murray's the best deep ball, I think.
I agree. Strongest arm.
Kyler,
the ugliest deep ball was Josh Heupel when he won a national title.
That could be a hint to the next trivia, but I'm not going to tell you it yet.
Don't tell it yet. Yeah, Sam can sling it. And BYU, Heather says Bradford, BYU beat them.
Yeah.
Sam Bradford knocked him out of the game, actually.
He says facts, Germ. I think he's talking about maybe Kyler. Dirty hit. Jason White was so good, though. I mean, his deep ball was pretty.
Oh, yeah. It was one of the best, Jay. There's no doubt about it. Dirty hit. It was a dirty hit. Man, some of those OU teams guys were. Now, look, Dillon Gabriel, we looked it up. He's going to be a top 10 quarterback career of all time, guys.
Listen, that's why I think I think he could go play somewhere else next year.
He's not going anywhere else.
He'll be the career leader, man.
Yeah, we looked at the list the other day. It's not great. Hey, Kyler, I tell you, when Kyler got moving around in the pocket, it was something beautiful to watch.
Oh,
what's the best Kyler play you remember, Jay?
To me, the best play was I was at the game, Big 12 championship, the throw to Calcaterra, the one-handed catch on 3rd and 7. That was a dime. I mean, that
highlight
was a
moment.
dime.
Guy never lost in Jerry's world.
That was a dot.
Now, GNAP, Baker did throw a 70-yard Hail Mary. He also threw one about 75 yards out of the back of the end zone once. And I think it's flat out hilarious that Deshaun Watson's numbers can't even hold anything to Baker Mayfield's numbers this year. You lost on that one Cleveland, you lost on that one. It's why your organization will never win a Super Bowl. It's horrible.
Hey, do you remember when Baker hit the dude in the helmet warming up? Just canned him.
Oh, yeah. Threw a dot to beat the Bills, and Godwin refused to catch it.
He says Kyler's TD run at Tech. There was also the TD run at West Virginia, I think, on that night near Thanksgiving. I had a great
I'll tell
game.
you, a fun West Virginia game was like the 60-59 game of Landry Jones.
Yeah. They
That
had
was
some games,
great.
those two teams.
Oh,
Are you going to miss
great.
playing them?
No.
No.
I will not miss going to West Virginia.
Is there any Big 12 team you're going to miss playing?
No.
Hey, do you think OU, the last game of the year against TCU, should remove Big 12 off the turf?
They'd probably get fined. Could they, like in the fourth quarter, pull it off?
No. Can they just put SEC on there? Take the fine, dude. Take it.
Heather's dropping some stats right here. Bradford was ridiculous. 50 TDs in 2008. Longest pass. Yeah, that is crazy. 2008, guys, should have won it all.
Well, if DeMarco Murray doesn't get hurt.
Timothy Fitzgerald the other day commented after our live, and Timothy said, if they want to, we were talking about punt returns earlier. If you don't run DeMarco Murray, there was a quote by Timothy, a comment. If you don't run DeMarco Murray on the kickoff return that year, he's playing and they're winning an natty. They're putting a ring on their finger.
Yeah, but that game was just frustrating too because you had the awful hit on, I can't remember the receiver that got destroyed on the sideline. You still watch, it was before there was targeting. And then
was it Brandon Jones?
No, what was his name? You had Percy Harvin that, gosh, I mean, it was just.
Who was their tight end that year? They had a really good tight end too that year.
It was the guy that's in prison.
Hernandez.
I think Hernandez, right?
Maybe. Iglesias, Jay?
No, it wasn't Iglesias.
Iglesias was number 9.
It wasn't Sanders either. It was number 11. Was it Bradley?
Bradley was number 1. That was an incredible hit. So, who was the guy that played great? Trevor Knights. Out of nowhere, dude. Receiver.
Oh, that was in against Alabama.
Yes.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Someone find it.
Wait.
Someone drop it in the chat. The receiver that played great.
Did Hernandez die?
I do remember that now. I remember that.
He did? I didn't know that.
It wasn't Hester.
It wasn't Steele.
Wasn't Flowers. Who was that guy, Jay?
I'd have to get Manuel Johnson was the call. That's the one against Florida. Correct. Thanks, Horn Sideways. Appreciate that. Thanks so much.
Hey, I got to ask Horn Sideways.
It was Bester.
Bester was it, not Hester.
Thanks, Hunter.
Hey, Jay, I got to go. Hey, can we ask Horn Sideways? Are you – so you're not dropping the horns and you're not going to – are you – is Horn Sideways, are you kind of in between the two? Is it a house divided? Talk to me. Yeah, the refs hurt us. No doubt about it, Timothy. They hurt.
That was probably, though, the most confident I had been going into a championship game because if you remember the 3 weeks before that, OU just freaking rolled everybody.
Heather said it earlier. The amount of points they put up was insane. Jermaine, they had weapons everywhere. They had weapons in the locker room standing. They had weapons as massage there. I mean, you name it, that team
Who
was
were
loaded.
the two running backs? You had Chris Brown and Chris Murray? Or
Chris Murray.
They had a Brown, and who was the other one?
Chris Brown was number 29.
Yeah, there was another back that year. They alternated time.
And Chris Brown was a dog, and he was probably the most underappreciated. He didn't look fast. But
yeah, Moses Madu.
Moses Madu, 17.
Moses Madu.
He always got the job done, dude, Chris Brown.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys you're like, he's not very good. And then he's getting 120 yards.
Murray. And they had Murray.
Yeah, I don't know what the horn sign would be for Boomer Sooner, though.
Hey, it is.
OSU's got the pistol, the pokes.
Hey, it's embarrassing. And the thing is, like, you know how we bash OSU fans for stuff? People can bash OU for that because they play. It doesn't matter who they play, they do this. And it is kind of annoying. I agree with him.
There is the one finger.
Which finger?
Brown.
Oh, that one?
There's only one Oklahoma, dude. Wow, Jay.
Well, I didn't.
Hey, let's drop the next trivia. We're at 39:52.
Are we ready for the next trivia, guys?
We
Yes
are.
or no?
Sooner fan. Now, look, it's our second night of doing this. Okay, second night. Listen, last night we had Corey Alexander. We had Blake Mangum from Utah. They were the winners. Tonight you have Sooner fan. Can a record be set tonight, Sooner fan? Can you win both? Can you be the first to answer both? This would be the actual. We call this the double trouble. Whatever we want to call it. We'll figure it out. Here we go. He's going to try.
All right, now this one's a lot more difficult. Okay, no multiple choice. Okay, you were mentioning him earlier, Josh Heupel. How many regular season consecutive games did he throw a touchdown pass? Go. It's a tough one.
Regular season consecutive games. He played here 2 years.
Did he have a touchdown pass? How many consecutive games?
How quick can you Google? That's the question.
Yeah. Nope, not correct.
13, 8, 13.
Nope.
Wait, 10. They're rolling them in here. 9, 10, 8, 13, 7, 11, 12, 6.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
You guys will be shocked by this. No one's got it yet.
I did see Quentin on here. We need to ask Quentin how he's feeling about the Texas game this week. 10.
Nobody's got it. Nope.
I have a guess, Jay. I thought in the 20s.
CMB's close.
Played
Who's
here
gonna
too.
get it?
He played there 2 years. Played there 2 years though. Crystal goes for the reverse psychology of 2. I like that idea.
Man, this is a tough one. I got y'all stumped on this one.
Google must not be able to find it.
All right, there it is, Jimmy.
Jimmy Satterfield, one of the OGs of the Sooner Surge Double Trouble show. Jimmy, thanks.
Listen to this. He played 25 career games there. 24 consecutive games he had a TD pass.
Wait, so he didn't throw a TD his first game?
I don't know which game. I didn't look up which game, but he had 20.
He either didn't throw one his first one or his last one.
Well, he didn't throw one against Florida State. Well, that's not regular.
Right.
That's not regular season. So I'd have to look to see which game it was. But the answer
did you say regular season?
The answer is 24. Yeah.
Did you say regular season?
Correct.
Actually, he didn't throw. Didn't they struggle against OSU right before the Florida State game?
It might have been that game.
Guys, didn't they struggle in Bedlam that year when Derek?
That might have been the game he didn't throw.
Derek Strait knocked the ball down in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, the answer is 24. Jimmy got it. Good job, Jimmy. Winning the second round there. Oh,
they won a bonus question, Jay.
Golly.
No, let's keep them waiting for tomorrow. They won 12-7. That's right, Sooner fan. So
Hunter,
they had one touchdown.
Hunter, can you look up the stats to see if he threw a touchdown pass in that game? That might be the game he didn't throw one.
He didn't throw one. That's how it's 24.
Well, I'm guessing that.
He couldn't have thrown one then. That was the Derek Strait year. Who was that tight end, massive tight end Derek Strait knocked the ball away from? Was it Sam Mays?
Who?
Sam Mays?
He's lineman, dude. Wake up.
Who was the Alonzo Mays? Alonzo Mays.
Maybe.
Alonzo Mays is that team.
Nice job, Jimmy. That was a good one. Did you have to look that one up? Surely you had to look that one up. That's a tough one to get.
Hey, Timothy, the Jason White LSU year when Keywan's wide open in the middle of the end zone when they could have he missed a man. That was the year I want back. The USC, you ain't going to win that one. That was awful.
So let's end it here. We've got a couple more minutes. Let's just kind of talk about you got BYU. I think all OU fans are feeling pretty good. So which game this weekend, OSU versus Houston or Texas versus Iowa State, which game are you more confident going OU's way? Calmus' son will be there next year, Jet.
And he's got another son too, Casey Calmus.
Yeah, but I think Jet already committed. Isn't that right, Hunter?
Yes.
He's
saying
no. Sooner Surge is saying no. Maybe it was offered. Maybe he got offered. I don't know. I saw something.
I couldn't remember if he was off. There's two brothers though.
Jet is one of them.
Jet, and I thought it was Casey Calmus. Kaysen is at OU. Kaysen's at OU. That's right. Yeah. Kaysen's at OU.
Jimmy says Texas.
Jet is Rocky's nephew. What was Rocky's brother's name?
Rocky and Roy.
No.
Was it Roy Calmus?
No. I'll think of hearing Rocco, it wasn't Rocco and Rico.
It
but
wasn't
another-
Rico. Wow.
Rico, Uncle Rico.
Hey,
If
this
the
is a good
infidel, that's a
question.
good question.
No. The answer is no.
And I think Ron's talking about Goldsby.
Goldsby? Goldsby's a
No,
stud.
they're not after him from what
He's
I've
a
seen.
stud, though.
Did you see? I like this, Gene app. Rumble, Bumble, Huddle, Double Trouble Trivia. Kind of come up with the name for that. Yeah, we'll think about that, Gene app.
What is
Appreciate
this
it.
appellation? What?
Hey, I am easily
Richie.
more
Richie Calmus. That's it.
Richie. That's it. Rocky and Richie. Hey, I think that OSU losing to Houston is more feasible right now.
I don't.
It's more of a possibility.
I don't. I think they learned their lesson last week. I think they'll play good.
Rocky and Appalachian Calmus. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Hey, listen, guys. We appreciate you guys being on. Again, a lot of what you guys said in the comments tonight. Prayers for our dad. We really appreciate you commenting that. Appreciate that a lot, guys. And just for being on here again, as you are every night. Faithful Sooner Surge followers, faithful contributors here on the Sooner Surge Double Trouble. I agree, Sooner fan. Holgerson will do everything he can to beat OSU, and I hope it's enough. But we'll be back on tomorrow night, 9:30, same time, same place. Appreciate you all. Till next time, Boomer.
Sooner.